Hello, everyone. It's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and welcome to Wasteland Talks, my weekly talk show where I talk about whatever the hell I want. And we are reimagining what Nick and I have been doing for our top 10 videos. But welcome back, Nick.
Oh, thanks for having me. Hi, everybody.
Of course, and because we had gone through decade by decade back in time with our top films, and we made it to the 40s, and Nick and I discussed that maybe it was time to stop. So I roped Adam in, so Adam's gonna do the 40s instead. But
I see how it is.
so yes, I see how it is. We came up with a very specific special top 10 list just for Nick and I to be able to continue this trend. So you're welcome, Nick.
Oh, what a guy. My
What a
little
guy.
Christmas present. Although,
Hey,
although this may, depending on when this comes out.
this does indeed release December 23rd.
Hell
So
yeah. We did it. We did it.
and Nick is dressed for the occasion.
Yeah. Where are my presents at?
Yep, there I am. There we go. And I'm wearing my shirt that people told tell me I should be carrying around paper towels when I wear it. I'm like, this is not the same shirt that the brawny man wears. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Details. But it's kind of festive.
Yeah.
It looks
You're a
like
lumberjack, and
big.
that's okay. You work all night
Yep.
and you sleep all day.
Okay.
Wait.
In my suspenders and a bra. But what we're going to be doing for this top 10, so not going to lie, I felt kind of inspired by my favorite top 10 show, which is from Cineplex. Cineplex, what they do is basically when they do top 10 lists, they have a broader category. And then for each one of the 10 films, they have a subcategory. So that's kind of what we did here. And we're going to be highlighting childhood films. So Nick and I smashed our brains together, came up with a list of themes related to childhood films. So we'll have one of each of those. So let's get started. So we're going to start where, most people my age and Nick's age and any basic millennial probably at this point starts is live action Disney and Disney animation. So let's start with Nick, what is your top go-to live action Disney movie?
Live action Disney movie, that is a tough one because you have to think childhood.
Yeah.
And and I was thinking, do I cheat? Because technically The Nightmare Before Christmas is not animated. Technically, as I was
Oh
told,
no. Who
I
is
was told very
who is
adamantly by Mike, Heath, and Patrice on an episode that we did for Mix CD that it is not an animated movie.
Nick? I think they were arguing that it's not a Disney movie.
Well, it's
Disney
both.
and it's not a Disney animated animation proper because it was
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
touchstone. But no,
Oh,
stop
good.
motion.
You're on their side too, are you?
I'm trying to argue stop motion animation is indeed animation. So actually, I didn't even pick that for any of mine, which is actually kind of surprising. But no, stop motion is animation. It's just a different kind of animation. So, but what else did you have in mind for live action Disney?
Well, when it came down to it, there were a few that
Hmm.
were staples of the household.
Yep.
Um, so it really it boiled down to three. There was the Mighty Ducks, the
Yep.
Three Musketeers,
Yes.
and I'm gonna hold off on the Muppet ones because technically they are Disney, but we'll talk enough about those. But the
Yeah.
third one was Heavyweights.
Nice.
Those three movies we had playing on repeat. And so deciding between them was so difficult. But ultimately, I had to go with the Three Musketeers. And the reason why is because I just remember when it first came out, I watched that just
Mm,
nonstop. I was
love it.
obsessed with it. And I am so happy to report it still holds up today.
It's
It
still a
is
lot of fun.
it's really fun.
Yeah.
Uh I rewatched it maybe about a year ago. Thinking, what is this like memory of mine? Like it should I even do this? Like what are the chances that
Yeah.
it actually holds up? And it did. It's really fun. It's great action. I would almost say it was like a proto Pirates of the Caribbean. And probably plays into why Pirates is one of my favorites today even.
Mhm.
So like it's a great movie. It's got Chris O'Donnell
Yeah.
as young
D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan. It has Charlie Sheen and was it Oliver Platt was the
Oliver
one?
Platt steals the
Yeah,
show
he
as
does.
Porthos.
As Porthos and Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what is this cast? It's
And
wonderful.
Tim Curry as Cardinal Richelieu
Right?
chews that scenery up.
God,
Like,
he really does. It's so fun. It really is.
mm,
It's like the midway point between The Princess Bride and Pirates of the Caribbean. Like if you like both of those movies and you haven't seen The Three Musketeers, do yourself a favor. Go see that movie. It's fantastic.
so all three of those are films that I watched a lot as a kid. My mom loves The Three Musketeers, so we watched that a lot. Obviously, Mighty Ducks, and being a fat kid, heavyweights certainly gravitated towards me too. But what's interesting is I went immediately to like classic live action Disney movies,
Mm.
and mine is Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
Oh my God. My wife watched that. I make fun of her constantly because her parents are roughly the same age as my grandparents. Like they
Okay.
started having kids much
Yeah.
later. So the shows and movies that she ended up watching were like their
Yeah.
shows and movies. Whereas like with my parents who were born in the 60s, their shows and movies were more akin to like the late 70s, early 80s. So like we have like a 10-year gap. I'm like, I've never heard of that movie. I've never watched it. I don't know what it is. It's got a wacky ass name. Like, what is that? And she's like, it was one of my favorites.
So I grew up in a household with my mom, my brother, and my grandparents.
There you go.
So for like 19 years. So like I had my grandparents' stuff, my mom's stuff, and this was something I watched all the time. And it's about a caretaker on this property who's going to be replaced by a much younger, strapping Sean Connery, being Irish, but is definitely Scottish. And Darby O'Gill is trying to catch the king of the little people, the leprechauns. And it has leprechauns, it has the banshee, which that rotoscoped banshee scared the living crap out of me my whole entire childhood.
What year was this?
62, 63, because it
Okay.
was, it was like right around when Sean Connery became James Bond.
Oh God.
So like this was pretty early on, and he sings. Sean Connery does a little
I
singing.
I gotta be honest with you. You're both selling me and not selling me on this movie at all.
It's
I both want to and do not ever want to see this movie.
it is a charming, fun film from like that era of live action Disney that I hold very dear to my heart, and I've watched it way too many times.
Very nice.
Now, shifting gears to Disney animation. So, Nick, I'm not going to press you. If you want to put Nightmare Before Christmas here, you can. But there's a lot to choose from when it comes to Disney animation.
There
So,
is. But this was a no-brainer for me. There was
okay,
never even a doubt in my mind. The It wasn't the first Disney animated movie, but it was the first one I had ever fallen in love with, and that is Aladdin. Like
nice.
Aladdin had me hook, line, and sinker. I might have actually already told you this when we did our 90s episode,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure this was the movie where I wouldn't shut up to my parents about it's coming to a theater near us. It's coming to a theater. The guy in the TV said it was coming to a theater near us. Like I was so excited.
It's like,
I
child, calm down.
yeah, no, it was. And my parents still make fun of me to this day for that one. But like we saw that and I just was like completely in love with it. Like Genie at because what that came at 92, I was 7. So to a 7-year old, the Genie is the funniest thing you
Yeah.
have ever seen ever. Like
And to an adult, Robin Williams is still the
yeah.
funniest thing you've
It
ever
really,
seen.
really is. It just the music of that one, the comedy, the fact that this was the first Disney movie I had seen where it wasn't a princess that was the main character, and to a little boy, like as a poor little white boy, to see representation on the big screen at that age was
Being represented by this young Arab man.
yeah, it was great. He was voiced by Steve from Full House.
Yeah.
I know that voice. But yeah, like the whole movie was just, I fell in love with it. It was for years, it was my absolute favorite. 10 years, it was my absolute favorite Disney movie. And Lilo and Stitch came along and did its best to wrestle. Like they fought very vigorously for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
But Aladdin will always hold a place in my heart as the my favorite old Disney animation movie.
And I feel like, no surprise, I feel like Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Lion King are like the Mount Rushmore of the Disney Renaissance that made such a big impact. So of course I'm picking one of them too. Mine's
Nice.
Beauty and the Beast.
Excellent.
And Beauty and the Beast is still in like my top 50 favorite movies of all time. This Belle was my girl. She read
Mm.
books, she was smart, and as an avid reader as a kid, I loved her. As an adult who's vaguely as hairy as the Beast, very relatable. Uh, so, am I a werewolf? Basically. So,
Maybe.
maybe. So, I love the Beast, and like the songs are so great. Be Our Guest and Angela Lansbury. As I
Oh my
mentioned, I grew
God.
up in a household with my grandparents, so my mom, my grandma, and I watch Murder She Wrote. I'm pretty sure like every single episode I have seen of Murder She Wrote. And I had no idea that she was Mrs. Lovitz until much years later, which
I actually just rented that from the library and showed it to the kids because I was like, this is a great version of Sweeney Todd. You have to watch it. Mrs.
is it
Lovett
the
is Angela is Mrs. Potts from Beauty and the
is it
Beast, and
the
they were like, "What?"
is it the George Hearn one that's like filmed live on stage?
Yeah,
I own that on DVD. It was actually my wife's, and then we combined our collections when we got married.
it's
Um
mine now.
it's ours now.
There you
Uh
go.
so I just love everything about Beauty and the Beast. And there's some things about the live action one that, they improved upon. You know, that was cruel that this witch turned like a 10-year-old into a giant monster. Just like, damn, lady. Um, but like Angel Lansbury, Jerry Orbach, just fantastic. And Gaston is still one of the best Disney villains because like he is literally the size of a barge. Um, so there you go. And not
It's
gonna
all
lie,
those eggs he was eating.
so many eggs, so many eggs. But now, Beauty and the Beast is mine. Now, there's so like the Don Bluths, the Ralph Bashkis, and the Rise of DreamWorks, and all these other animated studios. You're like, there was other animation outside of Disney.
What? Well, actually, for me, especially, yeah, growing up in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, Disney hadn't hit their peak yet. It was only when I turned like 7, 8 that they started
Don
to,
Bluth was killing it
yeah,
at
Don
that
Bluth
point.
was the winner of all at that point. So it was pretty interesting growing up because Julie and I will talk and we'll be like, we should what movie should we watch with the kids? And we'll be like, well, looking back at our childhood, should we show them this one? I don't really want to traumatize them. Well, what about All Dogs Go to Heaven? Whoa, I don't know. That one
You
really
mean The
kind of sticks with
Secret of
you. The
Nim?
Secret of Nim.
Which this cover makes it seem so much more childlike and fun. Which
Yeah,
I'm like, that shit's dark.
it sure was. But you know what wasn't dark? Well,
Uh
it was a little dark, but it wasn't like it was more. It was because it was later. It was
yeah.
93. The movie that I chose for my non-Disney animation is not even the original, but the sequel, and that is Five Goes West.
There you go.
And the reason it is because we got it on VHS like almost immediately.
Yep.
And I'm not even sure it was in theaters. But if it was, we missed it in theaters. But
Yep.
we had it on VHS. I wore that tape out. I loved Five O Goes West, which is so weird because I don't like westerns.
Yeah.
I know that you're a huge westerns person, but like I couldn't get into them for whatever reason. I could not do
But
westerns
mice and cats, yes.
unless they're got anthropomorphic animals or an old man in a time traveling DeLorean. Those are my only two westerns. And that's we rewatched it with the kids a couple years ago, and I'm like, oh my god, it like all came rushing back.
Yeah.
And I was just like, nostalgia, thy name is Fievel. Like I
Yeah.
couldn't believe how like sense memory was suddenly taking over my body watching this movie. We watched it on repeat. I love how Jimmy Stewart is the old dog sheriff, and he's just like Sheriff Burp, I believe his name was. The spider bad guy always freaked me out. His sister's song that she would sing, like just this is a fun time. And I love Fievel's imagination throughout the movie and like how he pretends to be like the all done up cowboy. Like it's just a sweet little kids movie that is a little dark, but like not nearly as dark as the first one, and not like Don Bluth had been he calmed down in his old age.
Like he wasn't making immigrant stories or
Yeah,
experimentation on animal stories anymore. Like
exactly.
I literally just rewatched Secret of Nim for my Halloween movie marathon because like it has creepy vibes for sure. And it's just like this movie's dark.
Yeah,
And I watched both American Tales Rockadoodle. I used to rent Troll from
Rockadoodle.
Central Park
I don't
from
think I
Wow
saw that one.
Video. That's also a Don Bluth one. I rented that from Wow Video all the time. But I'd be lying if I didn't pick my favorite animated movie of all time as my non-Disney animation pick here because I was 9 years old when this movie came out and it was Shrek.
Oh, nice.
So I remember seeing this in theaters with my mom, my aunt, my brother, and my three younger cousins. And my mom and my aunt were mortified. They were sitting there like when Ginny's like, "Eat me," they're like, and all of Shrek is like a fine wine. It only gets better with age because the older you get, everything just comes into view. And it's just so perfect. I would have picked Shrek too, but I was 13 by the time that one came out. But no, like this was one that and I immediately got this on VHS. I listened to the karaoke dance party that
Yep.
came on the VHS.
We were that was our very first DVD ever.
Nice. And I did immediately get it on DVD when that came out. But no, Shrek has been and always been Shrek is life, you know.
Trek is great. My family went and saw it without me when I because I was working. I was in 10th grade, I think, when it came out, 2001. That makes
Yeah.
sense. So I was working. I worked at Kmart across the street from the movie theater. They went to see it without me, and all I could hear the rest of the night was them raving about it. And thankfully they were nice and they went to go see it with me on the that Sunday. So
Very
I did get to see it that weekend. And yes, it 100% lived up to all of their like that's one of the when people really rave about a movie and you're already a little salty because they all saw it without you.
yeah.
Like I was almost prone to not like shit. Like I went in with my arms crossed. Oh, let's see what was so good about. And I died. I loved
And
it.
then All Star started playing, and
Yeah,
you're just
no,
like,
it's fantastic. I'm like, oh, this is fun. Oh, I see where this is going. I like this. That's a nice boulder. You see that boulder?
it is a nice boulder. And it's a nice soundtrack too. I had that on CD and listened to that a
Nice.
lot. Oh man. Now, the next one is that first movie you saw in a theater as a
This
kid.
one was very hard. And like even now, as you're talking, I'm trying to research when these movies all released because I don't remember my first movie in the theater. And I don't really even know if I saw these in the theater. I can tell you that I do remember seeing Beauty and the Beast in theaters, which was 91, but that
Yep.
was November of 91. There were two other movies that came out that year that I think I saw in the theater. One was Hook, and one
Yep.
was the previous year was Home Alone,
Mhm.
but I don't remember. So it's one of those. It's one of
There we
those
go.
three. One of those three was my first movie, and I don't even know if it really was. My mom could have been taken. I could have seen Fievel in theaters for all
Yeah.
I know. Like the original. I don't even know. But I can tell you with full certainty, I remember my theater experience for Beauty and the Beast because we got there late. We ended up having to sit towards the front of the theater. My mom snuck in because we went everywhere with like friends. So
Yeah.
it was me, my brother, my mom, my best friend, and I think another kid. I think one of my mom's friends and their kid. And we all sat together. My mom had a big old bag where she popped popcorn at home, and
Yep.
everybody got a brown paper bag with popcorn and a candy that she bought at the store. And I always remember it was a pack of Starbursts. and
Nice.
and not those little two things that they give. It was a full pack of Starbursts. And we watched that movie like this, but it was fantastic. And like it even as like a little 5 6 year old boy who didn't like girly things, I was
Yeah,
still like completely captivated by this movie. I was just it was fantastic. I loved it.
absolutely. Mine was Indian in the Cupboard.
Oh, I remember that one.
And I've read all the books, like after that the film was based off of. And it was at a one screen theater in my hometown that wound up getting torn down and turned into a CVS. And is now an
That's
urgent care.
sad. I hate
Yeah,
that. I hate
yeah.
that so much like when we go down to the beach, there used to be two movie theaters on the island, and whenever we pass where they were, I go, I saw Inception at that movie theater that is now an Acme, and I saw like whatever movie like at that movie theater, which is now an eye doctor's place.
My go-to theater in college is just a giant mausoleum at this
Oh,
point. It's just a dilapidated giant 24 screen AMC, and it's just like died during COVID. That
that
was
happened way too much.
way too much. But my second one that I distinctly remember was Space Jam because my aunt
Nice.
took us and we got stuck in the third row
Oh,
for Space Jam. Come on and slam. Welcome to the
welcome
jam.
to the jam.
The jam.
I
I
won
watched
the Space Jam soundtrack at a school dance,
nice.
and it was glorious because it was a Star Wars trivia contest.
Nice.
They
You
had
earned it.
no chance.
They had no idea who just showed up.
I forgot more about Star Wars at that point.
There you go. Now, here, this is always a fun one. What's that movie you watched too young that stands out from your childhood?
There are two. One, I it really is because it was my brother who was way too young.
Uh,
And he it was like traumatized. He like to like this day, he's like, I hate that movie, and he won't give it another shot. Me, I feel like I was too young just because I didn't quite get it at the time. And in my brain, as I grew up, I also kind of had a bit of a like, I don't get it. I don't understand why people like it. And then, like, about 10 years ago, I rewatched it for the first time in years. And like, it had me almost in tears by the end of it. Like, I just fell in love with it. And I was like, this is by far one of the best movies of all time. And that's Groundhog Day. Like,
very nice.
and really, you know what it was? It was the when he tries to kill himself over and over again scene. Like that really messed my brother
Yeah.
up. He did not like that. And I mean, fair enough. The movie came out in what, 88?
93, I think.
93? Okay, 93. He would my brother came out in 88. My
Yeah.
93 he was what, 5? So
Yeah.
like way too young. And for me I was 8. So again, too young to really get what was going on in the movie. But the other one was The Naked Gun. Like, granted, I think we saw it for the first time like the TV edit, but
Yeah.
still, like, it was one of those movies where like every joke just right over
Yeah.
the head. And like there was I thought it was funny, but like
Yep.
I didn't know why it was funny.
Yeah.
Like, so
The
way
body,
too
the
young to have really
human-sized
appreciated that.
condoms,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Why are they in those giant weird plastic bags?
What are they doing?
What are they doing? I
Um,
don't get it.
so this is a very special one because I was 10 years old. And like I mentioned, I grew up in the same household as my grandparents. And my grandfather told my mom it was time that I watched The Godfather because it was my culture.
It's his heritage.
Which it is. But
Familia.
so I watched The Godfather when I was 10 years old. Um,
It's a little too young.
I watched all three Godfathers when I was 10 years old.
Oh no.
And I hated the second one. Just like, what 10-year-old wanted to sit there and read Italians, like subtitles for Italian throughout half the movie? Um,
God.
but
Shane,
actually,
can I be honest with you? Can we listen and not judge?
okay,
I still haven't seen The Godfather 2 in its entirety.
we should we should do, you know how we did the watch along for a
No,
Toxic Avenger?
we should do it for The Godfather. Well, I've seen half of it because I think I told you, I don't know, I tell everybody this story. I
Yeah,
saw the parts with De Niro
yeah,
because I watched that stupid HBO cut where they played the whole thing chronologically.
yeah.
So
So
I
we
have
should
all of the backstory of The Godfather Part 2.
we'll just have to do a watch along. Um, like obviously not everybody watched it when they were 10 years old.
No.
Um, I distinctly remember the only time my mom covered my eyes was when Apollonia's breasts were hanging out
Oh
on
man, you missed the best part.
I saw Sonny get lit up by like a
Well,
dozen
violence
comic
is
nuns.
fine. Nudity is very wrong.
So breasts, body mutilation through bullets. For a 10-year-old, no boobs. No boobs for Shane. Uh, but it's just like that's just America in a
I know.
nutshell. Like that's just
It
a
really is.
microcosm of like what our society is like. It's like the
Don't
beginning
let
of
him
the
see
where
those naked breasts. The decapitation is much cleaner.
look at that horse head. Um because and just like I did understand a lot of the dynamics and stuff from just being in a very obnoxiously Italian American, ethnically Italian American family. Like it was pasta night every Sunday night. I live with my grandparents, so everybody came over.
Yeah.
to have pasta on Sundays. And I grew up being my mom's little Irish boy who much rather have eat chicken and potatoes and stuff like that instead of, eating pasta. Um, I was the black sheep from very early on in my family. But I'm I'm like an aggressively proud Italian American from New Jersey at this point in my life. So like,
Eventually, you touch base with your heritage. It's
yes,
understandable.
representation is important. It's just nice to, occasionally not see it be the mafia or frickin' Jersey Shore. Uh so yeah. Uh Big Night, great movie from Stanley Tucci.
Oh, I love that movie.
No mafia at all. Just Italian people. No mafia.
Italian people eating. It felt like home. Now, the tagline on that was "When you're here, your family." Like that's really.
There you go. Now, how about that one film that is still a favorite of yours all these years later?
Oh man, there's so many. Like I
Yep.
could easily like wimp out and be like Star Wars, like Back to the Future, Indiana Jones. But
And I
I
think that
chose one that
okay.
is distinctly kids. Like it is a kids movie. And that is the movie that made me like the most obnoxious little boy ever, and that is The Sandlot.
Nice.
I loved that movie. I still love that movie. It is just a gem, classic cinema. It is one of those movies that when I was younger, I was just like, they made this movie in the 50s. Like, I didn't quite get like it was the
Period
50s.
pieces.
Yeah, it was a great period piece and not actually filmed in the 50s. But like it was like that slice of life Americana, but like it was for kids. And like
Yeah.
at the time, like sports movies, even though I am not a sports guy, ask anybody. I'm
Yeah.
not a sports guy. I like sports. I followed some of them, but like it's not the fit. Like don't like I'll watch a baseball game, but like don't try and talk to me about the stats or what some of the moves are called. Like I
Fine.
enjoy what I'm looking at. Like I'm a casual baseball fan. Like I won't ask you about the director of the movie we just watched if you don't ask me about what they just did on the
But I can
field.
talk to you about both those things.
But when it comes to The
Yep.
Sandlot, it is the movie that got me more into baseball. Like my whole family is huge baseball fans, Yankees fans. We grew up that way, and I always grew up that way as well. But like they'd be watching the game every night, and I'd be like, yeah, but the TV show that I like to watch is on, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
go watch that instead. Like, it's just the same game over and over again. Like, mine has a story, and it changes from week to week. So, but like,
Oh
Sandlot is the
boy.
movie that did it for me.
Yeah.
Like, that one got me just more into baseball. I loved playing it. I loved watching it. I loved just everything about like the idea of having a core group of friends that you could just get into shenanigans with. Like, oh man, and the lines you could. There's so many quotable lines from that
You
movie. It was
throw like
wonderful,
a girl.
right?
Or forever.
Ever, forever. And oh my God, I always love the part where they're using the erector set and he's just like, you got it. Just pull it up. I just the whole movie, it's just full of great lines. It actually annoyed me actively when the movie got like a resurgence and people suddenly started discovering it and like they were putting all the sayings on t-shirts and stuff. I was like, no, that was my movie. It was my hidden gem forever. And now it's not a hidden gem. Everyone knows about it.
James Earl Jones, the king of baseball movies.
He sure
Field of
is.
Dreams, Sandlot, baseball. I I
George?
I
Yeah, I
would
knew him.
I would love to hear James I would have loved to hear James Earl Jones announce a baseball game. Can
Oh,
you
fun.
imagine? Would have been
Be like,
glorious.
wait a minute. I know that voice.
We have you now.
I'm altering the play. Pray I don't alter it any further.
There we go. So I did. So mine, I basically I stayed pretty true to like how I rank my movies. So like this was a film that I did see when I was 10 years old in a theater, and it's still part of my favorite movie of all time, which is The Lord of the Rings. So like Fellowship of the Rings, I was 10 years old when that came out. My aunt took my brother and I, didn't
I
check
can't
the
even imagine.
runtime,
That's
didn't check the
crazy.
runtime. We
Oh
left
God, that's long.
after 2 hours because we had a basketball game to go to. I saw Frodo get stabbed by a cave troll. My aunt insisted that the movie was almost over anyway. Um, had to find out from my classmate Minda Zoo, that I miss a giant fire demon and a whole bunch of rest of the movie, and I'm like,
Yeah, not even
so
close.
so when I got that on DVD, you know, I went immediately to watch the whole rest of the movie. And luckily, my mom took me to see Two Towers and Return of the King. And yes, we stayed the whole time because she
Oh good.
actually checked
Oh
how long
good.
the movies were beforehand.
Yo,
So,
when Frodo got stabbed by that cave troll, like I had honestly, I had heard of Lord of the Rings, but realistically, I knew nothing of that. So seeing Frodo get stabbed, I was like, what? What? It
and
was
then
mind blowing.
Mithril. So they did a stage performance of The Hobbit in my high school. Like they
Oh,
brought
cool.
like a troupe that came in and did it. And they're like, and see the sequel, Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, coming out in theaters later this year. And I'm like, I'm hooked. So like that's why I wanted to go see it. Because I ate well in 2001 as a 10-year-old, 9, 10-year-old, because
Yeah.
Shrek came out. That's when my grandfather made me watch The Godfather, Harry Potter, and Fellowship of the Ring came out in the same month.
Yeah,
Like it was a glorious time to be a 10-year-old. So I had a great time being a 10
it
year old in
was.
2001 for sure. And like obviously Lord of the Rings are still my favorite films of all time. So there's no getting around that. Next up, that was definitely not a hidden gem.
No.
Yours is no longer a hidden gem, but what is your hidden gem of your childhood?
My hidden gem. And this one was tough too because like when I was a kid, so many classic movies came out that people just know now. And like it's been 40 years. It's been 40 years since I was a kid. So realistically, it's hard to find something that not everybody knows and really loves. Um, but friend of the show, Aaron Schweitzer, and I recently watched some Muppet movies.
Yeah.
And it came to my attention that not everybody is up on the Great Muppet Caper the way I am.
Mm.
And I
I've
really like
never seen it.
I started, oh my God, really?
Yep.
Wow. See, like this is my point.
Yeah.
Not everybody's up on the Great Muppet Caper. It's one that's easily missed because it came out after I think that's right. Yeah, it came out after Muppets Take Manhattan, but before Christmas Carol. It's
Yep.
just kind of like in that weird zone of like what are they doing? What like but like it is one of the best Muppet movies. If you like when the Muppets do like good satire and good just like Zeta, it's very Naked Gun in some of the jokes that they do. Like one of my absolute favorite jokes in the movie is how Fozzie and Kermit are playing twin brothers. And the joke is it's a runner throughout the movie where people don't can't tell them apart. And like at one point, there's a little girl and her grandfather sitting on a bench, and she goes, "Look, Dad, it's a bear." And it's Kermit, and he goes, "No, honey, that's a frog. Bears wear hats." I just every time it kills me. I love it. That is and that is the humor of the movie. they go, we're gonna catch those thieves red-handed, and everyone goes, what color are their hands now? Like the Muppets caper is fantastic. Charles Grodin is the villain, and
Oh
it's just
man.
like he's chewing up the scenery as the bad guy. He's so great. And Diana Rigg is Lady Holiday in it. And I never knew, I did not know when we were watching Game of Thrones until much later that that
That
was
she's
her.
Granny Tyrell.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, the Great Muppet Caper, because she's a young lady in this
Yeah.
movie. She's
Well, fun fact, I knew her from, being James Bond's wife,
oh
from
yeah,
On Her Majesty's Secret Service. And
she
it's
was.
being like, damn, she went from being like one of the best Bond girls to being Granny Tyrell, who's just like straight up
She went from
slaying
being a stone
everybody.
cold fox to a granny that I'd take out for a night on the town,
And you better behave yourself or you might
right?
wind up
She
you might
wants
not make
she
it.
wants you to know it was her.
I I have to watch it. I'm because I haven't seen that Muppets Take Manhattan. I haven't seen which one's the space where Gonzo
Muppets from Space.
finds out that he's an alien. I
Listen,
haven't
I'm gonna say something that's apparently very controversial, especially in this household. Muppets from Space is just fine. Like I don't care for it as much. It is it for the time it was more original, but it marked a thing that the Muppets have done more frequently since then that I just don't love. And part of it is the trying to be contemporary. And there's just something about like when James Vanderbeek and Katie Holmes show up for a cameo on the beach, and I'm like, it's stuff like that that I just don't vibe with because like they're just there to promote their show on television at the moment. Like they're not there because it makes sense for the story. But like, and I get that that's what a lot of the Muppet movies used to be anyway, and it just I wasn't up with the pop culture of the
yeah.
time. But like, there's a magic to Caper, and there's like Caper Treasure Island and Christmas Carol are, in my opinion, the Muppets firing on all cylinders. Like that is them at their peak when they could do no wrong. I think that Jason Segel brought them back with the Muppets, and then they kind of immediately lost it. Even though I do have to say, Muppets Most Wanted does on rewatch I have softened on it a lot. Like it really does feel like it was trying to capture that Muppet Caper vibe. And so like
Um
I'll give him that.
a lot of thoughts real quick. So one, I we'll get to one of those peak ones in a moment. Um I still need to see the Wizard of Oz one too that they did in the
Oh, I've
90s.
never seen that one because it was
And
like
then
TV made for TV, so like I
yeah,
missed it.
and then the Muppets. Like you got Brett McKenzie of Flight of the Concords to make the songs in it,
Yeah,
and it's legendary.
yeah, it
Like
is.
Brett from Flight of the Concords is an Oscar winner because of Man or Muppet, which is an epic song. Um, and listening to Chris Cooper rap was one of the funniest things I've seen in my life.
Maniacal laugh.
Maniacal
Maniacal
laugh,
laugh.
maniacal laugh. Um, and the running gag between Ty Burrell and Sam the Eagle and their badges in Muppets
Oh,
Most
and Most
Wanted
Wanted. Yeah,
gets me every time. Sam the Eagle's still one of my favorites.
he's the best.
My hidden gem is Little Nemo, and this is an anime that came out in 1988 that's based off of Nemo of Slumberland.
Okay, I've never heard of this.
So like they made Slumberland animated films back in the 19 teens.
Oh,
Like these were some of like the first ever animated short films. And then Jason Momoa was in Slumberland remake that came out on Netflix.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that
same
can is
thing,
that
same
oh,
thing.
I didn't
But
know that that was a remake.
this is an anime that came out in 1989, and I had this on VHS and I watched this all the time. And it was big, it was sprawling, it was creative, and it was just something that like I don't know many people who even are aware of it. It was long before I really understood what anime was. Now I'm a big fan of anime. My brother's a humongous fan
Yeah.
of anime. So it's something that like, long before I knew it, I would become a big anime fan. So that's one that I want to just, give a shout out.
Let's I pulled it up on IMDb and the trailer is kind of playing. It looks fun. It looks whimsical.
Whimsical.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of what we were just talking about, holiday traditional childhood films. So you could probably guess what mine is, but Nick, what's yours?
I wonder I wonder what ours are both the
Same.
same. See, here's the thing. So for you, this was a movie that will always existed when you were
Yeah.
born. For me, there were several years of my life in which this was not an option.
Yep.
I had no way of watching this. So, in one way, you are superior to I, for you will die one day knowing that you had 7 extra years to watch this movie than I did.
Yep.
And that is the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it is the I remember seeing this one in theaters. This was we saw it we saw it in theaters, which is now a defunct. No, it's a was it a Golden Corral? It's a Golden Corral now.
Oh my.
So yeah, the AMC. It was an AMC. It was at the mall, and it's not there anymore. So we'd go to Chuck E. Cheese, and then we go see a movie.
There you
But
go.
the this movie is it's a tradition. It's our Christmas Eve tradition. I try to watch it more than just on Christmas Eve, but like come hell or high water, we will at least watch it on Christmas Eve before bed. And just it's one of the movies where like if you get me going, I could probably do the whole thing on
Yeah.
my own, a little one man show. When they brought the Funko Pops out for them, I'm still trying to find them all, but like I have Gonzo and Rizzo and I have
Yep.
the Marleys.
Yep.
Um,
I have Fozzie. I have Scrooge. I I have I've been doing this micro article series on Substack of my movie collection, and I have a little frame that says now playing that I put it in and take a picture of. And it's Marley and Marley thanking every
nice.
single picture of it. So
There's a shirt that's been cycling on the Facebook ads where it says Marley was dead to begin with. Every time I see it, I go, "Wait, that's not right. It's the Marleys were dead to begin
to
with."
begin with.
And then I have to think. I go, "Oh, wait, right. That's not it." The kids came home. They're like, "We're watching the or we're reading a Christmas Carol in school." I go, "Does it have Muppets in it?" And she's like, no, it's a book. And I go, well, then it's not worth watching.
Because there's so many Christmas carols at this point,
Right?
but the best one's Muppets Christmas
Best
Carol.
one. And it's the best one because Michael Caine just committed wholeheartedly to it. Like,
Yep.
he gives one of the best Scrooge performances I have ever seen. And I've seen quite a few of these things at this
Yeah.
point. Like, I don't see the point anymore of watching A Christmas Carol if it doesn't have Muppets. Like, I don't need it. I don't need another adaptation of this. Just thank you. I'm good.
Yep. It's it's to the point where every year between Thanksgiving, the earliest we've watched it was on Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
but it's between Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve. My mom and I have to watch Muppets Christmas Carol. It used to be my brother too, but then he moved away. So we don't get to watch it with him. But like this past Saturday, my mom and I watched Muppet Christmas Carol.
Nice.
So got checked it off the box.
So
Actually,
the thing that held me over,
mhm,
and part of the reason why we don't watch it throughout the season is because we watch a Muppet Family Christmas, which
which
was
I own now. Yeah.
because of me, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. That one is by far my favorite Muppet anything. Like
Mhm.
it's the MCU of Muppet movies. It is the most ambitious crossover event of our time.
Well, and fun fact, I'm going to be watching the Jim Henson's The Christmas Toy for a movie night I'm having with my friends for the holidays, which
Nice.
that's something I have not watched in years, but like that's that it was I've had that movie etched in my brain and I could not recall what the hell that movie was. For years I was trying to figure out what was that movie. The toys came to life, but it's not Toy Story.
Hmm.
And and I finally found out that it was actually a Jim Henson thing.
Jim Henson, man. What a
Jim
freaking
Henson.
guy.
He is one of the greatest human beings to ever exist. Um, Christmas Carol is just absolutely perfect. And like my mom loves the Ghost of Christmas Present so much. And he is a giant Muppet and he's
He
adorable.
is.
And it makes me sad when he dies.
Oh yeah. He gets all white and shaggy. And he was just so nice. Come in and know me better,
As a
man.
man, you're a bit of a you're a little bit of an absent-minded spirit.
No,
Like
I'm a
I'm a
large
large
absent-minded
absent-minded
spirit.
spirit. It's perfect.
This
And
is Bob Cratchit's house. How do you know that? You just told
oh
me.
my,
Well, I'm
uh,
usually trustworthy.
really? One B is Nightmare Before Christmas because I watch that every year for Halloween. So like I have my two. There they are. They have
Yeah,
been since I was a
we
kid.
watch that one every year for Halloween as well. Earlier and earlier this year, we watched it on September 1st, but because that's the start of spooky season. But the other one for me is Home Alone. Because like
Mhm.
that one, like I said, I don't remember if we saw it in theaters, but I do remember
Mhm.
we got it on VHS. It was one of our first like my parents bought it on VHS. We used to just tape things off TV, but that
Yeah.
one we bought on VHS, and I remember sitting it on the floor of their bedroom. And we did like a family movie night. Me and my brother were on the floor, and they were in bed, and we watched it on their little TV in the bedroom, and just died. That movie was so funny to a little 6-year old.
My other big one for Christmas is the Santa Claus. Ho 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 ho. I watch a lot of Home Improvement.
Yeah,
Growing
so did
up.
we.
Just like Tim Allen has been like etched into my brain since I
Yeah.
was a child. Still I watch Shifting Gears, which is so interesting that he's still going on
Yeah.
ABC with another sitcom. This time he gets to talk about all of his thoughts of the world today, all of them.
Cool. Yeah,
Now,
from what I understand, that's not good.
it's interesting. Now, our last official category we have before we have a quick bonus one is a film your parents or your parent loved and showed you that you still love today.
Ooh, I mean, that is definitely Star Wars.
Mhm.
Because, like, my dad was totally into Star Wars before I even was old enough to understand Star Wars. That they used to tell me because my dad watched it so much that
Mhm.
I was an infant in my crib going, Luke, Luke, like to get their attention. Like that was how, and my dad, he read the books. He got me into the expanded universe because he would read them and then I had them to read. And when I started reading, like, we want to talk about books you read too early. Like I started reading those books when I was like, you know, before they were way above my reading level. Not content wise, but just like they were harder reads, and
Yeah.
I was struggling to read them. Just but I was just so into it that I that
You
was
soldiered
that.
on through.
Yeah. And then the other big one would be Star Trek because my dad loved Star Trek also. He started watching the show and I would watch the show with him. And then we had the movies taped off of TV. And so like we would watch Whales constantly. Like
Hmm.
that movie just on repeat in the house. Like to the point where now as an adult with three kids of my own, I'm like just ashamed of myself for not like they've I don't think they've seen whales maybe one time, like which is not enough times. Like
Not enough times.
it's not. So that's
I
definitely one that I got from them.
So before I give my answer, I do want to share a special moment. My wife's best friend from childhood. They have a baby now. His name's Elijah. He's a little cutie. And he was a couple months old when he came to my birthday party, my birthday movie marathon, and sat and watched Mad Max Fury Road for the first time.
Well,
And
you know,
he was sitting there staring at the screen, sitting on his mom's lap, and I'm like,
his little bald head, he turns and he goes, "Lovely day, lovely
he's just like mediocre. So
day, milk."
yes, plenty mother's milk. Um, my answer, this could have easily been Die Hard because
Mm.
my mom loves Die Hard and specifically Bruce Willis. My mom has a thing for bald men, loves Bruce Willis, and I think the greatest thing to come out of the past 25 years from my mom is Jason Statham. Uh, to the point I took her to see Hobbs and Shaw. She had never watched a Fast and Furious movie before, but she wanted to see Jason Statham and The Rock together.
Honestly, not really needed for the prerequisite. That movie stands
Honestly.
alone.
And I'm going to say something very controversial. That's probably my favorite one to watch because I don't give a about Fast and Furious mythology and all the nonsense and the overly dramatized. It's like the mythology
Yeah.
of Fast and Furious. No, I enjoyed watching them fight the Black Superman, which was
Right?
just it was ridiculous, and that's what I
I
wanted.
need to rewatch that one.
It's exactly what I wanted. But my real answer is The Sound of Music.
Oh, that's a good one.
And this also is a very special film for me and Mary Poppins because this was young Shane's awakening and Julie Andrews has been my biggest celebrity crush since I was a child.
That's fair. I co-sign.
And I'll go a step
Mary
further.
Poppins, baby.
Mary Poppins, as late as Princess Diaries,
Oh,
I still would.
she's a fine filly.
My wife has told me that my two hall passes are Dua Lipa and Julie Andrews.
That's quite the threesome.
But no, sound in all seriousness, movie about, Nazis rising, stuff like that. Sound of Music
Sadly
is
relevant.
yeah, sadly relevant. Mary Poppins and Sound of Music are incredible musicals, and Julie Andrews was so insanely talented as a singer, and I will murder the doctor who ruined that surgery and her voice with my bare hands, because they would deserve it, for
Yeah.
taking that voice away from us. But you know, those were just special films, and I've watched them so many times. I actually took my mom to see The Sound of Music in theaters for her birthday back in September because
Oh,
they
nice.
re-released it. That was great. I took her to see Muppet Christmas Carol last year in theaters at the Prince and Garden Theater was a great experience. Apparently they do that every year.
Do
There's a
they?
Saturday morning where they show it as a Saturday $5 matinee. So
I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that. See, because like honestly, that feels like the perfect excuse to go pay extra money to see a movie we already own.
the only, and that's a nice thing. At least it's $5.
Yeah,
A lot of these Fathom events are turning out to be like $20 a piece now. I'm like,
they're so
dude,
expensive.
I wanted to go see Angel Egg, that anime that finally got restored in 4K, and it's like $22 a ticket. I'm like, F that. I went and bought on Umbrella on 4K from Australia. Still waiting for it, but I'm like, at least I'm gonna own it.
Yeah, I
So
I I want to go see that Merrily We Roll Along with what's his face and
Jonathan
Harry Potter.
Groff and
Yeah,
Daniel Radcliffe.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even email Sony Pictures Classics, and they sent me a screening link for that. And it
Well,
just
that's
arrived in my
nice.
it just arrived in my email. I'm like, I wasn't gonna watch this, but now that you gave me
Yeah.
it, I'm gonna watch it. And it was delightful. I
Oh, well,
loved
that's
it.
good.
And
I
I'm like,
wanted to see it, but like showtime, it's only two show times a day, and I also would not be able to use my A list, so I'd have to
yep,
pay for it. Like, I'm not going out of my way for this one.
there you go. But our last little bonus one, since we're not gonna have much to say about it, is a film you haven't watched since your childhood that you want to go back and watch.
That one was pretty easy for me. This movie actually came up just a little bit ago because they did it on the writers' room, and I'm like, I haven't seen that since I was a kid, and that's The Big Green, the soccer movie
Nice. Yeah.
with Ham
And
from
they hated it.
Sandlot.
They hated it.
Did they really? I didn't listen to the episode yet because I wanted to
Oh no, they
rewatch the
hate
movie first. Well, there you go. Maybe I shouldn't rewatch it because it lives in my memory as being like
on par
good.
with like
I I remember I didn't love soccer. And when I say I didn't love soccer, I loathed and despised soccer because when I was maybe in kindergarten, they put me on an intramural soccer league for like 2 months, and I ended up scoring a goal on my own team,
oh
and it like
no.
scarred me like
Oh
greatly.
no.
And so like I had a real stick up my butt about soccer for many years.
You know what?
It
That's
wasn't
fair.
until it wasn't until Welcome to Wrexham that I finally was like, you know what? I think I figured it out. If I call it football, I'm okay. I don't like soccer.
Well,
I'm good with football.
we
And then
might
Ted
be
Lasso.
yeah, we might be getting rid of the term soccer for forever because, President Trump said that we need to change the name of American football so we could just call soccer football. And I'm like,
What?
and I'm like, that is the most least America first thing he possibly
Right?
said. What?
I mean, why
What?
not? I mean, he's already in. What? He doesn't have to keep lying. Like the fact that he still pretends. Like
I'm just like, that
it's
took
getting exhausting at this point.
I've never been the biggest fan of football, but you know, Ted Lasso and Welcome to Wrexham wasn't
They
for me
really
carrying
turned
a
you
point.
around on it, man. I tell you, it's this American culture. Like, there's so many rules in soccer. Like the whole relegation idea. Like, can you imagine it? How much harder maybe like the Giants would try if they knew they would get bumped down to a minor league team if they didn't get their heads out of their asses this year.
I feel like some Major League Baseball teams need a rude awakening.
Yeah.
I know the fan choices that make them play the Savannah Bananas. And if they lose to the Savannah Bananas, then they get to become a Major League Baseball team. But I'm like, but they're like the Harlem Globetrotters. Like you can't do that in like an actual league, can you? Can we have like
We should. If
randomly like
How fun would
members
it
of
be if suddenly the Iron Pigs here in Allentown were a major league
the
team
team,
because some other team sucked so bad that they
the
got
Colorado
relegated?
Rockies,
Yeah.
the Colorado Rockies, or the Chicago White Sox? I'm sorry, Aaron. Um, sorry, sorry, but no. Uh, I'm a Giants fan too, so I'm just like,
No, you get it.
I'm like, it's never the Jets. It's one of the two of them, which is really sad for
Used to be
anybody.
able to say at least I'm not a Jets fan, but
Now it's
geez.
at least I'm a Giant, not at least. Oh God, at least we have Jackson Dart and Cam Scatabo and his battering ram of a CTE brain. So, but anyway, my pick to wrap this up is the Page Master. So
Oh, I
I
have
have,
seen that recently.
and
It's not bad.
okay,
I'm not gonna say it holds up, but it's not bad.
because here's the thing. I love books. I love reading. And that was like that was a movie that really struck a chord with me as a kid. Bonus answer is Jim Henson's The Christmas Toy, because this has been burned in my brain. I'm like, I need to watch this movie. And I will be this holiday season. So there you go. I'll be watching it the weekend. I think it's the weekend after New Year's. I'm having that movie night with my friends,
Nice.
and we're each gonna pick something. And I'm like, this is my pick. We need to watch this. It's on YouTube. So there you go. But Nick, thank you for diving into our childhood together.
Aw, thanks for having me. It was a lovely trip down memory lane.
Yeah. And as I'm not going to speak for Nick, but I'm going to bring this up. If Nick wants to continue to do these top 10 listen to next year, we'll find more creative ones to continue to do like this, because I thought this was a fun idea.
Yeah, I like it too. I certainly think that we should figure out a way to keep this going in some way, shape, or form. It's gonna be
There we
good
go.
times had by all.
News for all of yous. But thank all of you out there for always tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.
Hi, everybody.